Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. Imagine, you are a referee standing on a pitch in the final minute of a massive international tournament.
Oh, the pressure.
Right. 80,000 fans are screaming. The entire outcome of the match hinges on a single scrum. The players lock in, the tension is just suffocating, and the scrum-half feeds the ball. But it goes in just 1 inch off center.
Just 1 inch.
Yeah. Do you blow your whistle, penalize the defending team, and essentially end a nation's dream over a 1 inch margin of error? Today, we are stepping into this surprisingly contentious corner of international rugby. We're looking at how the exact angle a ball is fed into a scrum sparks massive debates about fairness and, the unwritten spirit of the game.
It's a huge debate right now.
It really is. We are pulling from a fascinating piece of reporting from Planet Rugby about South African Springboks head coach Rassie Erasmus. But hey, really quickly, before we unpack all this, please make sure to subscribe to the Rugby Obsession YouTube channel and newsletter from the link in description.
Absolutely do that. So when you look closely at that Planet Rugby article, you realize it's fundamentally a story about tension.
You're right. Totally.
We're looking at a sport trying to balance a highly physical, traditional contest with the realities of modern, hyper-analyzed professional athletics.
Frame-by-frame analysis, yeah.
Exactly. The debate over how a scrum-half feeds the ball acts as a lightning rod for much bigger questions about tactical innovation versus cynical manipulation. We're talking high-stakes tactical chess, public social media clapbacks, and even a live text message that interrupted a press conference.
Which is wild. I mean, to understand the stakes for you listening, we have to start with the inciting incident. Let's rewind the clock 12 months.
Right, the Italy game.
Yes, the Springboks versus Italy, the Azzurri. Now, the Springboks are practically royalty when it comes to forward dominance, but they decided to roll out some highly unconventional tactics. They start kicking their restarts deliberately short.
Which is a massive calculated gamble. I mean, the standard strategy is to kick deep, right? Pin them back in their own territory.
Right, keep it safe.
Yeah, but kicking short is designed specifically to force a messy contest in the air. You're hoping the receiving team knocks the ball forward or ties it up in a maul that goes nowhere.
Which results in a scrum.
Exactly. And if you have the Springboks pack, getting a scrum is basically securing a platform to launch a devastating attack.
Or win a penalty.
But they didn't stop there. They also debuted a midfield lineout specifically designed to form a maul.
Oh, that was so controversial.
For anyone trying to visualize this, a lineout normally happens right on the touchline, right, the sideline of the pitch. By moving it to the dead center of the field, the Springboks completely altered the defensive geometry.
It forces the defending team to worry about threats from all 360 degrees. Because normally, that sideline acts as an extra defender.
Right. They can't run out of bounds.
Exactly. Putting it in the midfield strips away that constraint. But Nigel Owens, the former international referee.
One of the most respected voices in the sport. Yeah, he pointed out a severe structural flaw in how the laws govern this play. Because defending a midfield lineout play in the air is nearly impossible.
Right, because you are completely forbidden from tackling a player while they're in the air or taking out their lifters.
So if South Africa forms a maul around that airborne catcher in the middle of the park, the defending team is essentially paralyzed. If they touch them, it's a penalty or a yellow card.
It's structurally undefendable. Italy's head coach, Gonzalo Casada, was furious. He called it disrespectful.
People were saying it went against the spirit of the game.
But I have to bring up Rassie Erasmus's reaction here because it's just fascinating. Instead of addressing the undefendable lineout, he goes on X, formerly Twitter, and posts a video of Italy's scrum-half.
Oh, the video of the scrum feed.
Yes. The clip shows the Italian player feeding the ball, and it is almost comically skewed straight to the Italian side. Rassie adds a shrugging emoji, saying, some teams avoid scrums and others make sure they get scrums. Who's wrong?
It's a massive rhetorical counterpunch.
It's basically whataboutism, right? Yes. Like a board game night where someone uses a loophole and the other person just ignores a core mechanic entirely.
Well, you could argue it's deflection, but from a tactical standpoint, Erasmus is highlighting a massive double standard. The scrum is designed to be an equal physical contest.
Right.
By feeding the ball sideways directly to their own players, Italy is entirely bypassing that physical contest.
Yeah.
Rassie is asking why South Africa gets penalized in the court of public opinion for innovating, while other teams flagrantly break laws to avoid physical contests.
Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to the Rugby Obsession YouTube channel and newsletter from the link in description. So, Looking at the actual rulebook here, specifically Law 19.1 men.f, there's a built-in contradiction, right?
Yes. It explicitly states the scrum half must throw the ball straight,
Straight down the middle.
right, giving both hookers an equal opportunity. But the very next sentence allows the scrum half to align their shoulder on the middle line of the scrum.
Which means their actual body is a full shoulder width closer to their own side.
Exactly. When you stand a shoulder width closer and throw the ball straight from that offset position, the ball naturally travels towards your side.
It legislates a gray area.
It mandates a straight throw in text, but legalizes a physical starting position that guarantees an advantage.
So how does World Rugby even fix that? Well, they had the shape of the game meeting, and Erasmus actually came out of it praising World Rugby's communication.
Which is saying something for him.
He heavily scrutinizes officials, but he singled out Joel Jugknight, the head of World Rugby referees, and Mike Cron, saying they were fair and transparent. But I'm genuinely confused. Why doesn't a coach just demand strict enforcement? Why not just tell the refs to blow the whistle every single time a ball is skewed?
Well, that's exactly what was brought to the table. But they asked the coaches to put themselves in the referees' butts. Picture a test match. Tied score, 1 minute left. Defending a scrum on your own 5-meter goal line.
Thousands of pounds of force, chaos.
And in the middle of that, the scrum half feeds the ball and it's just an inch or two off perfectly straight. If the ref polices that to the absolute letter of the law, they blow the whistle, they penalize the defending team, and they basically decide a World Cup semifinal based on a 1-inch margin of ball placement.
Wow. No ref wants to be the person who ruins the game over a technicality. The narrative the next day would be a nightmare.
Exactly. You destroy the flow of the sport with a whistle every 2 minutes. Erasmus actually admitted this insight humbled him. He realized that demanding strict binary officiating in game-deciding moments is just an impossible ask for a human being.
It's a rare moment of empathy. But World Rugby didn't just give up. They actually took concrete action. And the way it was revealed was straight out of a movie.
Oh, this is brilliant live coaching insight.
Rassie is sitting in the middle of a live press conference taking questions, and he just looks down at his phone. He receives a live WhatsApp message from his Scrum guru, Don Human.
Who's apparently watching the broadcast.
Right, and Human texts him the exact new directive for referees.
The directive was, your left shoulder must be in the center of the scrum when feeding it.
So they are tightening that physical allowance. By forcing the left shoulder to the center, they are trying to physically force a straighter feed. So what does this actually mean for the players?
Well, Oxnitche, the Springboks loose head prop.
Arguably the most destructive scrummager in the world.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
He noted that in the United Rugby Championship, refs have already started penalizing hookers. Now the hooker has to lift one leg to strike the ball backward.
Which momentarily destabilizes the front row, right?
Exactly. It reduces pushing power. If the feed is severely skewed to their own second row, the hooker doesn't even need to lift the leg. They keep both feet planted, maintaining maximum pushing power.
So a skewed feed is a massive structural pushing advantage.
It is. But what's fascinating is how the Springboks are adapting. Netsch says their plan isn't to cry to the ref. They are simply going to perfect their own internal timing.
Move as a synchronized 8-man unit.
And react the absolute millisecond that ball crosses the plane of the tunnel.
They're saying, we don't care if your feet is slightly crooked, we're going to hit you so hard that your positional advantage won't save you.
It's the ultimate pragmatic approach. And it's not just a South African grievance. Erasmus mentioned England too.
Right. Teams with traditionally dominant scrums get equally frustrated by skewed feeds. It's a universal battle for set-piece dominance.
The core tension here, and it's something you see in almost every complex system, is the impossible balance between writing a perfect set of rules and relying on human beings to enforce them in high-pressure moments.
The rulebook demands binary perfection, but the game demands human judgment.
Exactly. As sports become more professionalized, more digitized, we have to ask, will this relentless quest for a perfectly fair rulebook ultimately strip away the human element that makes the game thrilling in the first place? Will we legislate the spirit out of the game?
It's a huge question for you, listening to ponder. The tension between the strict letter of the law and the intended spirit behind it is everywhere, even outside of rugby. We would love to know how you navigate that tension, so please leave us a comment. And remember to subscribe to the Rugby Obsession YouTube channel and newsletter from the link in description. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we'll look forward to you listening to our next episode.